Let's welcome David.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm David, and today I'm going to introduce an influential person, Ren Zhenfei, a telecom industry pioneer. So let's see his background. Ren Zhenfei is the founder and the CEO of Huawei company. Why do I choose him as my topic? The first reason is that Huawei is the championship of the telecom equipment industry. So I'm curious about how Ren Zhenfei made Huawei a champion. And the second reason is the introduction of 100 has mentioned that Ren Zhenfei wasn't a computer genius. So I wonder whether Ren Zhenfei succeed was because of his diligence or other factors. And the last reason is that the headline of his daughter. Ren Zhenfei's daughter was arrested by the US because many people think that her daughter was arrested because of being the bargain chip of the trade war. So I'd like to know that how Ren Zhenfei was influential enough that the America chose to take advantage of his daughter as the bargain chip. So there is a question: what did he do before founding the Huawei? Does anyone want to guess? Maybe Justin, do you want to do you want to guess what did he do before founding Huawei?
He's a driver.
No, but was related to construction. Actually, Ren Zhenfei was the military technologist before founding Huawei, and later we'll discuss more about it. So today I'll divide my presentation into three parts. The first part is founding Huawei, and the second part is the dedication to Huawei, and the third part is the world recognition. So I'll start from the first part. Actually, Ren Zhenfei grew up in a family which was close to the Communist Party, and this factor has made a profound influence on his first job. And after graduating from the senior high school, Ren Zhenfei then attended the Chongqing Institute of Construction Engineering. And in the process of studying in the university, Ren Zhenfei not only absorbed the knowledge from the university course, but he also learned some electronic knowledge himself. And I regarded it as the turning point that made Ren Zhenfei an influential person, since he knew that he needs to arrange his schedule so he can cope with the difficulties in the future. And after graduating from the Chongqing Institute of Construction Engineering, Ren Zhenfei then joined the PLA Research Institute. And this institute is the official institute of Communist Party. And just as I mentioned before, Ren Zhenfei's family was close to Communist Party. And I think it's the reason why Ren Zhenfei joined the PLA. And during working in the PLA, Ren Zhenfei has applied what he learned from the university and what he learned by himself into the work. So he won a lot of achievement during his work. However, due to the 1918 workforce reduction, Ren Zhenfei was laid off. So after being laid off, Ren Zhenfei then did some part-time jobs and accumulated some savings. Finally, he decided to found his own company, and that is Huawei. And let's move to the second part. And I regarded Ren Zhenfei's stewardship as his main dedication to Huawei company. So what is stewardship? Stewardship indicates how a people manage the company. So I divided Ren Zhenfei's stewardship as two categories. The first is concentration, and the second is the research and development. So what is concentration? Considering that telecom equipment industry is highly competitive, most businesses choose to stay away from the big loss by diversifying their investment rather than focus on just telecom industry. However, Ren Zhengfei chose a different road from other competitors. He knew that business is a game of humanity, so most of the business choose to stay away from a big loss. But he knew that only he fight against the loneliness will he harvest the good result. And the good result he harvest was the Huawei now. The Huawei is the championship of the industry. And the second category is research and development. So most of the business start to develop new technique when they gain a lot of money. However, Ren Zhengfei keep develop new technique even he has already reaped a lot of profits. He knew that the motivation to develop new technique is to survive in the industry. Because once you start develop new technique, other new rival will replace your position, so you will not be competitive enough. And in addition, it's not an easy thing to develop a new technique in the telecom equipment industry, since you need to strike a balance between the technology advance and the compatibility. Your new technology should be compatible with the old equipment so all the things can work properly. And from this chart, you can see that Huawei has grown rapidly over the decades. And the last part is the world recognition. From the slide, you can see that Huawei has become the largest telecom equipment manufacturer and the second largest smartphone manufacturer in the world. And also the vanguard of 5G revolutionary technology. And when it comes to 5G technology, smart factory and the automatic vehicles may come to your mind. And it's no doubt that Huawei will keep reap a lot of profit through the 5G technology in the future. So you can see that Huawei is the leader to develop 5G technology. And conclusion, how can Ren Zhengfei become the candidate of Time 100? And I summarize two reasons. The first reason is the self-discipline. Just as I mentioned in the part 1, Ren Zhengfei not only absorbed knowledge from the university, but he also learned some knowledge himself. And I consider that he was a self-disciplined person, that he knew that what he will need it in his future. So he learned some extra knowledge himself. And the second reason is the well-stewardship. Just as I mentioned in the part 2, Ren Zhengfei has two factors. The one is concentration, and the other is research and development. So it is because Ren Zhengfei was brave enough that he kept developing new technology instead of staying in his comfort zone. That our daily life will take advantage of more convenient technology in our daily life. And that's my presentation. Thank you.
Feel free to ask questions or comments. Gina, any questions or comments?
It's true that the Huawei is quite advanced, but Ren Zhengfei growing up in a communist environment, do you think it is possible that he's being manipulated by the Chinese government to develop these kind of technologies? because you could use that to civilian other people.
I think it's not avoidable that the China government may take advantage of the technology to surveillance the citizens, but I think it's essential to develop the new technology so to cope with another problem in the future.
There are many entrepreneurs here on the list. And what makes you think that is more influential than those businessmen?
I think most of the businessmen choose to diversify their investment rather than just focus on one industry. And I think it was because Ren Zhengfei chose to focus on one industry that make it more difficult to control his sales revenue. So I think it is why he is more competitive than other businessmen.
So you choose to use Huawei's phone because you appreciate his dedication.
No, because I have once used Huawei's phone. Actually, because I buy it with a low price, I didn't have a good using experience. But other people have appreciated that Huawei's another phone with higher price, and they think it has high CP value. Yes.
Any other questions or comments? I think so now Huawei seems to hit the iceberg, right? Because now the US is trying to strike the company. We know TSMC, they already announced that they're going to end the supply of chips for Huawei. So how can this affect the company in the near future?
I have seen the news recently that the China government has intervened in the Huawei's production, and the government has admitted Huawei to apply more money to supply their production.
Oh, thank you very much.
Thank you.